Hello friends, welcome to next lecture in kinematics of machines. So in today's lecture we'll be seeing what is involute and cycloidal teeth. So we have two types of gears, one having the involute teeth and second having the cycloidal teeth. So in this lecture we shall see what do you mean by this involute teeth and cycloidal teeth of the gears. So please stay tuned with this video lecture. Before we begin with the lecture, I request you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not yet subscribed. Please like our Facebook page, Mechanical Engineering Tutorials. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. The links are in the description below. So friends, let's begin with the lecture. So first let us see what is involute teeth. So before we begin with the involute teeth, first let us see what is an involute. An involute of a circle is a plane curve that is generated by a point on a straight tangent which rolls on the circle without slipping, or by a point on a taut string which is unwrapped from the reel. So if you see here, if this is the circle drawn over here, then this is the point. So what we do is here we divide this circle equally. So I have just divided here this equally into P1, P2, P3, P4, so on. So we divide this circle into equal segment. From each of these points we draw the tangents. Say for example P1 to here, the length of the tangent will be same as the arc length AP1. Next from P2 we draw another tangent and the length of that tangent will be AP3. The length of the arc AP3 will be same as the length of the tangent A2 P3. Next A2 P2. From P3 point we draw another tangent, that is P3 A3, whose length is AP3. That is, here again I'll just explain this once again if you have not understood. So we divide this circle into P1, P2, P3, P4, so on like that. So from P1 a tangent A1 P1 is drawn. So the length of this A1 P1 will be same as the arc length AP1. Next from point P2 another tangent is drawn, that is P2 A2. The length of this tangent will be same as the arc length AP2. Similarly from P3 another tangent is drawn and the length of this tangent will be AP3. So the name of that tangent will be A3 P3. Now if you join these points A1, A2, A3 like that, A4, A5, so on, we get a curve called as R. That means it is like the reel. You have a thread and you are unwinding the reel, so you are pulling the thread, so the thread comes out making it as a tangent to the circle. So this curve which is traced by the end points of these tangents, we call it as the involute. So here based on this involute curve the gear tooth are designed. So here we take a tangent at any instant of this particular tangent. Now here from P3 A3, so at point A3 I draw a tangent T. Now this tangent, that is A3T, to the involute, so this is the involute, it is a tangent and is perpendicular to P3 A3. So this tangent to this involute is perpendicular to P3 A3 and that is normal at any point on the involute as a tangent to the circle. So with this we design the involute teeth. So when we have two gears meshed with the involute teeth, if you see the pitch point will always trace a straight line. So your gear teeth profile is designed using the involute method, and when the gears are in action the pitch traces a straight path. So you can click on the link in the description to see the animation of how the involute teeth functions, or the gear with involute teeth functions. So this is about the involute teeth. So next we shall see what is cycloidal teeth. So before we see what is a cycloidal teeth, let us see what do you mean by a cycloid. A cycloid is a curve traced by a point on the circumference of the circle which rolls without slipping on a fixed straight line. So when this rolling is happening outside the fixed circle, we call it as the epicycloid. That is, the curve traced by the point on the circumference of the circle will be outside the fixed circle. We call it as an epicycloid. But when this rolling happens inside of the fixed circle, it is the curve traced by the point on the circumference of the circle, and it is known as hypocycloid. So here I am taking the example. We have the pitch line. Now this is the case of a rack, that is a gear having infinite diameter. So pitch will be a straight line. So if a circle C has a point P and this point is traced on this circumference. Now when this circle rolls, this point P traces on this circle outside this pitch circle. So we call this as the epicycloid. Whereas the circle D, the same point P will trace below this line, that is pitch line, we call it as hypocycloid. So if this pitch line is occurred in case of a regular gear whose diameter is finite, we have again the circle C and D. So C traces a epicycloid and D traces a hypocycloid. So now let us focus on this figure. So consider the figure. The fixed line or pitch is the line for the rack as shown here. So when the circle C rolls without slipping above this pitch. Now circle C is rolling without slipping above the pitch. So here the direction is indicated as indicated here. So this is the point P which rolls above this pitch line in this direction, that is counterclockwise as indicated here. Then this point P on the circle traces a epicycloid PA. So this PA represents the face of a cycloidal tooth profile. Next, when the circle D rolls below the pitch line, the point traces an hypocycloid PB. So this PB represents the flank of the gear tooth. So together APB or BPA on the one side of the cycloidal rack tooth. On the similar lines, A dash P dash B dash is also the another side of the cycloidal rack tooth. Now when this pitch line is replaced by an arc as shown in this figure, the circle C traces an epicycloid AP or PA and the circle D traces an hypocycloid, that is PB. Similarly, A dash P dash B dash also are the cycloidal curve of this tooth. So this part represents, that is AP represents the face, even A dash P dash represents the face, then PB represents the flank and P dash B dash represents the flank. So this is about the representation of cycloidal teeth. So here when two gears of cycloidal teeth mesh with each other, the pitch point will not trace a straight line unlike the involute teeth, but it follows a circular path. So you can see the animation of the cycloidal teeth gears meshing in the description below. I have provided the link, so you can check or click the link from the description to see the animation of how the gears with the cycloidal teeth function. So you focus on the pitch point of involute teeth and the pitch point of the cycloidal teeth gears. So in this lecture it is about the involute and cycloidal teeth of the gear. So if you have understood the explanation, please like and share this video with your friends. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Please follow us on Twitter and Instagram. The links are in the description below. So friends, that's all for today in this video lecture. Thank you very much.